Hammurabi's Code, as many of you know, was the first code of laws ever written and enforced. It was established in the 18th century BC by King Hammurabi of Babylon, which was at the time the largest city in the world. The code of laws you see here is inscribed to the 7-foot-tall basalt stele written in Akkadian cuneiform. There are 282 laws given by Hammurabi, and many of them, as you may already know, are a bit harsh. However, there are a few that still hold up today, in my opinion. Here are my top 5 favorite laws from Hammurabi's Code, based on effectiveness, fairness, and practicality. Number 5. Law 162. If a man marry a woman, and she bear sons to him, if then this woman die, then shall her husband have no claim to her dowry. This belongs to her sons. This is one of the few marriage laws Hammurabi wrote, but this one in particularly is surprisingly fair. It makes sense for the children who were previously dependent on both parents to be compensated after the mother dies, rather than the father who's grown enough to be independent. Number 4. Law 62. If he do not plant the field that was given over to him as a garden, if it be arable land for corn or sesame, the gardener shall pay the owner the produce of the field for the years that he let it lie fallow, according to the product of neighboring fields, put the field in arable condition, and return it to its owner. As a primarily agricultural society, Babylon was extremely dependent on the yearly harvest to keep its people satiated and trade economy afloat. So it makes sense for there to be so many laws relating to farming, as without enough surplus, the population would starve. In Babylonian society, most land was granted by the king in exchange for military service, taxes, and loyalty. So if a farmer didn't use the land entrusted to them for harvesting, they were made responsible for compensating the government. Number 3. Law 63. If he transform wasteland into arable fields and return it to its owner, the latter shall pay him for 1 year 10 gur of corn for each 10 gan. This law was one of many in Hammurabi's Code, revolutionary for listing the exact value of a deed. In this case, the law is actually compensating any person who does a good favor. It was very important in the day that unused or undeveloped land especially be converted into arable land to sustain a healthy harvest. This ruling was beneficial for both the developer, who receives a sizable portion of the crop that would be planted there, and the owner of the land, who receives newly arable land for increased future harvest. Number 2. Law 3. If anyone bring an accusation of any crime before the elders, and does not prove what he is charged, he shall, if it be a capital offense charged, be put to death. The justice system of ancient Babylon was very centralized and comprehensive, and under Hammurabi, perhaps one of the first ever to establish the use of courts of law. The referenced elders were wise members of the local community who normally served as mediators or advisors to judges. But in cases where evidence or circumstances were unclear, the elders would sometimes serve as judges themselves. After Hammurabi's Code was written, special laws including this one gave specific rulings surrounding the role and punishments of elders. The obelisk bears this significant warning near its top that helped prevent wrongful persecution. This was a significant advancement for a society that previously allowed executions based on suspicion alone, without requiring evidence. Number 1. Law 229. If a builder build a house for someone, and does not construct it properly, and the house which he built fall in and kill its owner, then that builder shall be put to death. A precursor to modern building codes, a decent section of laws in Hammurabi's Code such as this one laid out rules and punishments surrounding the construction of houses and other structures. While this particular law may sound a little barbaric, there are also other laws requiring builders to keep structures sturdy if they were visibly unstable, such as Law 233, if a builder built a house for someone, even though he has not yet completed it, if then the wall is seen toppling, the builder must make the walls solid from his own means. So rarely would this eye for an eye law be used. I personally believe it is just enough and a good warning for any callous builders. Those were my favorite laws from Hammurabi's Code. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my video.